Michaela?
Where are you?
From Facebook. You remember?
Michaela! Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
Sorry.
He could have been a rapist. He could have been a pedophile. Why would you do this?
Sorry.
Yeah, you know that I could have been anyone. Like you talked to me for the last 4 days. You've been talking to me on Facebook. Do you know that? Like, you shouldn't talk to strangers, especially online.
Wow. All right. I remember seeing this video clip on Facebook, and it scared me when I watched this. You may have come across these kind of things on the internet, and also the dangers of social media. And you can imagine that's her dad seeing her meeting some strange guy that she was just having a conversation with on Facebook, and then decided to meet them. Anyway, there's so many issues we're going to be discussing, and let's also intro by saying you may have come across ads on the internet offering last-minute Christmas deals. With many of you being on vacation, you may not be able to access the internet safely as you do at work or at home. So free Wi-Fi at restaurants or paying for internet usage at the internet cafe is common practice at this time of the year. But the question is, how safe is it? Well, to tell us more about cybersecurity is Linda Khumalo, the CEO of Alerting SA. Good to have you, Linda. Welcome to the program.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you.
You know, I want to start before we get into the free Wi-Fi thing, because I think that video, it scared me when I saw it. In fact, there's even another part of it where one of the young girls actually invited the person she was talking to into her house. I mean, this is real stuff happening out there.
And the scariest thing about this thing is that parents, I don't know, shall I call it ignorance?
Yes, they're not aware.
And ignorance is not bliss, because the dangers of the internet are becoming more and more serious to our lives. And we as a country are actually sitting in a much more dangerous situation, is because South Africa has got the third largest hacked machines in the world.
Wow.
So you going around with devices that are already hacked, devices that are already used to commit crime, and you don't even know this.
Yeah.
So the biggest challenge that right now we have is, what do we do in our homes to make sure we secure ourselves? Because it's easier for companies know this, but individuals at home, how do you make sure that your kid or your daughter does not become a victim to what you've seen in this clip?
Yeah.
Which is what we're doing, and right now is to come up with a system to say, how do you at home come up with cyber security measures? And we have simple 10 steps that you can actually follow to do that.
Well, what do you recommend? I mean, for parents out there, like you say, so it is very, very difficult. If you've given your child access to the computer, access to a device, it's very difficult to know what they're doing all of the time. So how do we control it?
Well, there's about 10 steps that we have. If you go to alertingsa.co.za, you can see those steps that we recommend for parents. It starts by you knowing the technology you have at home.
Yeah.
People have a lot of technology at home, and they've got no clue what is happening. They have no clue what their kids are doing. It talks to, the second step is around the password. People are using the same password that they use for their work matters, for their home matters, and so forth. That's a security risk. You shouldn't be doing that online. It talks to you having the proper email services. All those 10 steps, they take you through all the different levels. The one other important level that is there is around cyber health at home. Do you know how many kids today are getting their health affected because of the time they spend on the internet?
Yeah.
And as parents, you do have a way in which you can handle that. And parents sometimes think that, no, I've talked to my kid. It is not enough to talk to your kid. You have to manage. You have to get a handle of that situation and protect your kids and make sure that you guide them, because you're raising a digital citizen.
Yeah.
It's even worse these days, because next year this country is passing what is called the cybercrime bill. It's going to be a law.
Yeah.
Some of the things that kids are doing today as pranks are going to be criminal offenses.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you're going to have cops knocking at your door to arrest your child, and you're not even aware
And you
that
don't even know what they're doing.
And by the way, when people hack, people think that all the hackers have got malicious intent. No, not all of the hackers have malicious intentions. Some hackers are just doing it. It's a prank.
Just for fun.
Because
just
I can
to see
do
how
it.
far they can get.
And guess what? They come from middle-class families.
Yeah.
Because they have access to computers. They can do all of the hacking that they can do. So right now, families are in danger, and they don't know.
And they don't even know it.
And
I mean, you saw that incident with, I think it was Cricket South Africa's website or Facebook
Exactly.
page, where they were putting pornography and everything. Because of time constraints, I really want to talk about the Wi-Fi usage, because I am guilty of that. I mean, if I go into a restaurant and I see that they've got free Wi-Fi, I'll log on to it. But you're telling me that this is actually dangerous.
So it's all about protecting yourself. So the internet is like another world. You know, when you have your car, that you're driving your car on the freeway, you're following certain rules and safety and so forth and so on. So when you're taking your device on the internet, there are certain things that you need to know and how to protect yourself. As an example, every time when you access some of those Wi-Fi networks, they actually tell you of the terms and conditions.
But we never read.
Yeah, you never read
We
the
never
terms.
read
I mean, the biggest lie in the world is someone to say accept
Yes.
when you click that accept.
Yeah, you just scroll right to the bottom
no,
just so
you
you can
don't.
quick accept.
And guess what?
What do they say in these terms
A
and
lot,
conditions?
you know, terms and conditions are there for you to understand that when you click in, as an example, when you're downloading an application on your phone, it actually tells you that I'm going to access your contacts, I'm going to access this and blah, 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 blah. And when your phone starts getting slower or it starts popping up screens and you say, what is happening? You accepted that.
Yeah.
So the whole cybersecurity at home is about you knowing how to behave and protecting yourself. So what we're doing as an example at Alerting SA, we're saying, let's not talk about technology. Let's talk about how you as a family protect yourselves. So with this December, my view is that the best gift you can give to your family is to get them a home cybersecurity services, because 2016 is going to be another year.
Yeah.
And it's sad that because people get these warnings and people ignore them, and until tragedy strike, and like you've seen in this video where kids are abducted by people who are older and masquerading as teenagers.
Yeah. So I know you keep telling us on your website, so it's alertingsa.co.za. You can access all of the information there. You know, my worry is these days, and just very quickly, Linda, before we get to an ad break, everything is on our cell phones. And in fact, we were sitting at a restaurant last night, and again the bill arrived, and there was Zapper and Snap this and Snap. I don't even know anymore. I can't keep up with it. But everything is run from our cell phones. How safe are we?
Well, the safety of your behavior and your whole being is all about what you do to keep yourself safe. And hence I was saying the starting point is to understand what you have. So how safe are those services? I mean, it's as safe as what you can have in any other service where people can tell you that they've put up some safety measures, but how you behave as an individual will determine how much you get attacked. So they do put up safety measures, all of those service providers, and hence some of those are in the terms and conditions that you don't read.
I know.
But so what you now need to do, I think, as a family, is to make sure that you engage on these matters and make sure that you know how to behave and you know the applications that you're getting, because the different applications out there, some of them are actually dangerous, especially the free ones. You know, the games that people download on their machines.
Yes.
One of the worst thing that you can do is to make your machine to be loaded with all of those dirty games, because they come with viruses, some of them.
Right. Yeah, well, you've got to be more vigilant. You've got to be aware.
Yeah.
Visit the website. Thank you for this insight. I think it's really needed at this time of the year, and in fact, the whole year. Alertingsa.co.za. That's the website you can go to. That's where Linda Khumalo is from. He's the CEO of the company, giving us some great tips over this festive season. All right, let us take a quick break. We'll have the news.